Lee Goldberg said, "Astrology is like a weather report. It tells you what conditions you're likely to face in the future. If the weatherman says it's probably going to rain, you bring an umbrella. If you follow that advice, you won't get wet." I chose to do an astrology theme for a number of reasons. Hi, my name is Burgess Taylor, otherwise known as Dream with Burgess, and this is my September setup in my standard bullet journal. I have it in a Moterm traveler's notebook, so I guess it's a standard plus maybe. And the notebook that I'm using is actually an A5 Nanami paper 7Cs crossfield that I cut down to standard size. I also have an A5 insert from Odyssey notebooks that I cut down to standard. And then I added calendars that came from Planning with John Rush, his PDFs. You can find him on YouTube and on Patreon. The PDFs are one of the rewards for being a patron. I chose to use the solar system that I watercolored that you see me doing here as a PDF for my patrons. I took mine, scanned it, and I then printed it on vellum and put it in my bullet journal. One of the reasons I chose the astrology theme, other than the fact that I just love astrology, I love anything that has to do with astrology or astronomy. I'm not a real big fan of the daily horoscopes that you see in magazines and newspapers and things like that, but I do like real astrology. It is a science. I love learning, and I've been reading a book about the solar system for Victor. My son and I, Doug and I, are reading it in the evenings while we are cooking dinner because we both we like that kind of stuff. I'm one of those people who watches History Channel's documentaries and things like that. I love to learn. So anyway, I was fascinated by some of the information about the solar system. I was fascinated by how the planets look, and I love that kind of stuff. I love the moon. Victor loves the moon. Both of us have birthdays in July. I think the watercolor turned out really well. The first one I tried, I didn't like how the bottom of it looked, and I ended up redoing it. I'm not sure if you catch that there's two different ones in the beginning of this or not, but I think it turned out really well overall, and I'm really happy with it. I think I may, depending on what my patrons say, do some more of the planets, maybe some moons, things like that. I'm not sure. We'll see what they say. I'm happy to do that. I love doing that kind of stuff with watercolor. I used watercolor paper and different watercolors to do that. I thought at first that it was going to be a little bit hard to do it vertically, but it wasn't. I did really enjoy myself though. I didn't realize how intricate doing the planets were the first go round. I think I didn't really... The first time I did the astrology theme, I didn't really do very many of the planets. I did more of the moon and things like that. This time around, I actually looked up more of how the planets looked like to try to get them right, because the only two that I knew for sure was the Earth and Saturn. So anyway, the Sun, of course. The products that I used were stickers that I had already had from either Happy Planet sets or from Amazon. I think the Shiny Planet stickers came from Amazon. Some of the faux tarot stickers came from Amazon. The real tarot stickers came from Etsy. The washi tape, the Planet washi tape is an MT washi tape. I don't remember where I got it from, except that it is an MT washi tape. The black, silver, white, gold washi tapes that have sun, moon, stars, that kind of stuff on it, those came from Amazon. They were a set. They work okay. Some work better than others. Some stick well. Some I have to use my glue stick for. So it just depends. Some of the washi tapes that you get from Amazon are hit or miss. The intro page I really wanted to have fun with, and I did. I used blue for a watercolor background. I used the watercolor for the sun and the crescent moon and some of the planets. And then I started sticking stickers on there, like the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper and a few other things that I had. And it made it so much more fun to be able to do that. Gold stars, on top of the little yellow stars, I'd watercolored. You know, I just had a lot of fun. It is busy, but I like it. I like the way that it turned out. It turned out much better than I originally thought it was going to. I'm happy with it. You're going to see other pages that I've set up. I set up the next page for an intentions page, and then the page beside that I put Virgo on. The intentions page is for my focus, goals, my intentions for the month of September. The Virgo page now has my tarot and oracle cards and affirmation for the month of September. And I put stickers down that said things like make your own magic, dream big. The next page is the calendar, which I completely messed up. I thought I had it. I started it with Thursday and then thought I messed up and then put Wednesday down because I don't know what I was looking at. And then ended up later going back in and changing it back to the first being Thursday for September. Don't ask. I don't know. But I ended up correcting it like twice. So, my bad. So next page is September's log, and it says Gramercy, which is a gratitude synonym. It is a synonym for gratitude, and I am going to be writing that down. And then the page next to that, I put stars with a gold star, and that is anything that you would get a gold star for. The adulting things, the creative things, the happy things. So wins, accomplishments, things that make me go wow, or things that I do that make somebody else says wow. Those things I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for, hopefully. And then the next page is the actual September log, and I put a sticker that says write it down with another sticker that says the universe has no limits. And then on the to-do list side, I put a sticker that says make a list and a sticker that says you are magical. And then we get to the next one, and that is the trackers. Those I used they look glittery. They're stickers for the planets, and I used the same colors as my color code for my, what I guess would be my health and fitness sort of data tracker. So I track my sleep, my pain, my mood, and my anxiety. I also am tracking the weather and my steps. And then the other part of the tracker is regular things like exercise, stretches, morning pages, medicine, vitamins, what time I wake up, what time I go to bed. Did I spend with Victor? Did I spend time with Selena? Did I create art? Did I journal? Did I read? Did I cook, clean, any of those things? Then after that, I ended up gluing in a calendar that I printed horizontally from a PDF from John Rush from Planning with John. It's one of the rewards from his Patreon tiers. I put that down, and then on the other side, I have September with a little sticker for Patreon and YouTube, along with the constellation sticker, and then a faux tarot sticker with a camera on it that says the selfie. This is my social media log and stuff like that. So did I post to Instagram? Did I post to YouTube? Did I post to Patreon? Did I post to my Facebook group? Because y'all, I seriously have been behind for the last few months. A lot of family stuff going on. Just a lot. There's been a lot. Family comes first, but it has really put me behind in a lot of ways. And I have so much that I feel like I need to catch up for. And I feel guilty, but there's no way I'm going to catch up for all of this stuff. So I was like, okay, I can either just do what I need to do and move forward and just keep rolling, or I can beat myself up over and over and over again, and that's not going to do me any good. So I decided to move forward. I have realized that when I get super stressed out, super anxious, when there's a lot of things going on, I tend to retreat. I have to process things, or I tend to procrastinate, regardless of whether it's anxiety or the ADHD. Whenever you're going through things, whenever stress is up, that's when I find that I need to plan. I need to be more in the planner, and I need to do more like text journaling. Art is sort of therapy for me, so I do a lot of doodles. That's helpful to me because it puts me in a sort of meditative zone, and it helps. So one of the things with the planner stuff is that I can always tell when I need something a bit more, or when I don't. And one of the things that I've found on and off is that I go back to the standard size whenever things sort of are calmer whenever I get my stuff together, and I'm not in the retreat mode anymore, and I'm not in the procrastination mode anymore. And sometimes it's all in one, you know. Sometimes I'm in both of those modes. But planning helps me tremendously. It helps me focus, and because I am a planner who's really a journaler at heart, but I have to have some structure. And I'm really thankful that John gave me those calendars, because I have taken those calendars, printed them, cut them, and then glued them in. I guess we could call it sort of a tip in, but not a tip in. I actually just glued them in on some of the pages, on every other page in the insert, for it to be a yearly insert calendar, so I can keep track of things that are more on a yearly basis, so I can flip through them quickly. I think next year I'm going to do the same thing, only I may do two different ones, or I may just double up the calendars. If I have this kind of insert, I can not only keep up with finances, I can also keep up with the health and fitness in there, and that way I can look at it in a whole yearly basis. So we're going to see how things go, and I might print out more of those calendars for 2023 and end up putting them in a whole nother insert. And what I may do is take the inserts and keep one that is for planning stuff, and then put the other stuff in a traveler's notebook that's separate for like finances and stuff like that. I am still using the Hobonichi Cousin A5, the Hobonichi Cousin B6, and the Hobonichi Cousin A6. And a few other things. But as I've progressed throughout this year, especially over the summer, I have found things changing. And maybe it's because I've changed. I think we tend to do that throughout the year, though, reviewing things to see if they're still working. So anyway, I'm happy with the things that I have. I have been thinking about 2023, and I'm still not quite sure, but I'm not in a rush. I know a lot of people want to order covers from Hobonichi, and they want to get their order in right in September or October, whenever it does the, opens. But I'm going to think about that because December will start my year, and because I'm planning by seasons now. And one of the things I have been thinking about doing is getting some A5 day freeze and using those, cut down to standard and then cut down to B6 plus, because I like the day free. And then I could also use that with a notebook to go with if I wanted to. We'll see how things go. I've got a couple of Hobonichi notebooks that I could add with. It's not a big deal. So I'm still figuring things out. Still, I think it's a ongoing process for me, because as I've been going through things over the past few years, since I lost my dad, since I got into the planning community, since I got into the journaling community and different things, my needs have changed. We didn't have we didn't have anybody in the household but me and David. Well, now we've got even more people in the household. So things have changed. I have two grandkids now instead of one. So things are busier. Things are busier, and I'm busier. And that means I have more to plan out and more things to keep up with. And I need to be organized to do that. And I do need that freedom, but I also need structure. And I think that I have found what really works for me for now. For now. So it's always subject to change. I am really, really loving my September theme, though. I'm very happy with it. And I will be back soon with another video. I'm going to show you some more setup, I guess, probably, maybe. Like I said, I'm really happy so far. But I might be doing some more watercoloring of the planets and the moons and stuff, so perhaps that's what I'll do. Let me know in comments if there's a video that you'd really like to see, or something you're more interested in, or if you have any questions. Make sure to do all the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, comment, share. All of that helps the channel, helps my videos reach other people. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you again real soon.